you all the latest news and information from the Madrid fault lines, the levees that have been all blasted, also the new Madrid project. I want to give you all the updates on all the information around that. Plus, I want to give you the reason why that they decided to choose to blow the levees. And I'm going to show you topics that were not even announced or even publicized on any mainstream media news during these events of what was actually being hidden behind the scenes. And you're going to be really shocked when you see all of this information. I want to, first of all, I'm going to start with refreshing your memories of the levee being blown inside of the New Madrid. Then I also want to, what you see here, this is the CNN News is talking about the levees, and then also I'm going to go to this one here. Now notice, since the New Madrid fault line explosions have taken place, the USGS website, Live Internet Seismic Server, all the servers that are very vital locations and geographical locations are offline, that are vital to the United States interest and the citizens that live there. And I found it's quite interesting that it's been offline, and even here today it's even offline May the 3rd, 2011. You can all see it right here. And that's just something I want to brush with you all real quick, because this may be significant to why they're offline, because they don't want anyone to know what they're doing with the New Madrid fault lines, and also the 4.7 earthquake that hit inside of California this evening. I also want to show you also another document here. This is from the New Madrid Earthquake Catastrophic Planning Project Overview. This was taken back in March 25th, 2009. And in this document here, they were showing you their interest of simulating a massive earthquake and making it as realistic as possible. Plus, they were even discussing about blowing levees and also dams in this. And this is an old document that's showing you that this has all been their interest in this whole central piece of this area of the United States. And then also it shows you FEMA also were interested in it. This was also printed in 2010. You can see here at the bottom of this article here that they were already interested in the Madrid project. And then also in the Army Corps of Engineers, you see here that they were also interested in blowing the levees at the New Madrid floodways. And this is even discussed in 2010 as well, on May the 11th. And I found that it was quite interesting that they've always had all in their minds to go ahead and blow this place. Well, after they've already blown it, then also flash flood warnings were given in the area. And now, when there's a catastrophic event that's going to take place in that region, I'm going to first of all bring this to your attention. This is on CNBC News, which I'm going to show you here real quick. Okay? They're talking in this subject that the markets, is the currency going to crash right now? The biggest story is the market is the currency crash right now. And this is occurring in the United States. This is all going to happen during this whole catalytic event. And there's a reason why that the Madrid is happening, and there's also a reason why that Barack Obama had gave his statement that Osama bin Laden had been killed on May the 11th when he gave his speech, or excuse me, May the 1st when he gave his speech at 11:35 at night. Now, what I'm going to show you is why the Madrid exercise was chosen at this particular time on Sunday was because of several important key factors here were going on inside of the United States. First of all, they first announced that they were going to blow the levees on Saturday. This became the big focus when they did this, and there's a reason why. You look at this article that's coming out of the Cypress Times out of Illinois. There was Illinois University results in a response from riot police. Okay, they were violating the citizens that were living in this area, that were university students that were living in their homes. And these riot police and Homeland Security, MJTF, which is known as the Multi-Jurisdictional Task Force, were all in this neighborhood where these people live in their residence, and violently shooting tear gas at them, turning on sound machines, literally created a riot out of no violence whatsoever. And this was even very well documented by several different reporters who captured this whole event. They just arrived on the scene, and local law enforcement just started tear gassing and roughhousing and wrestling people to the ground and arresting them and beating on them to get and to how you say, to trigger them into a violence. But anyhow, another thing. Now, see, the Madrid fault lines levee explosions was a distraction. This was to take you off the mind of what the Homeland Security was doing behind the scenes while you were focused on the Madrid fault lines. The other big story that hit the airwaves that was completely covered up because of the Madrid fault line exercise was this one. The Ninth Circuit Court hears arguments in Obama birth lawsuit. This came out on May the 2nd. See, they were creating the levee explosions and detonations so that you could not focus on this story that Osama bin Laden is being sued for his birth certificate that he produced here this week, trying to say that he is a citizen by showing his lone birth certificate. And they're now claiming that it was a fraudulent certificate and that it was forged, which I agree with them. It was forged. I looked at the information, the documents on it, the investigations behind it, and seen that it was legitimately a fraud. They did forge the certificate. Then also, while that was all under the blanket, you know, being covered up with the Madrid fault line explosions, then here you have this document here. Now this is a little bit off course here, but this has a lot to do with Libya. Dennis Kucinich had filed complaints and filed a petition for an impeachment for mutiny and treason against the constitutional laws against Barack Obama for his invasion in Libya without the consent of members of Congress and the citizens of the United States of America. Now, when Barack Obama came out and he made his announcement that bin Laden was dead, this is what he didn't want you to know. This is what he kept under the blanket, and he used the Madrid exercises, and he used all these, all this exploding the levees to cover up the riot police, the court system, and plus his membership that he is signing on together and teaming up with Al Qaeda members to link together to help the rebels fight against the Gaddafi regime. Are y'all following what's going on now? Now, see, he had made friends with Al Qaeda. He's now giving them arms and giving them weapons. So he created all this distraction because why? He's being sued by the Ninth Circuit Court. He's being also charged by one of the members of Congress for treason and mutiny against Congress and the constitutional and the citizens of the United States for invading Libya without the consent of members of the citizens and Congress. Now, so he's trying to do everything in the world to protect him by creating all of these distractions and all of these false flag pretexts. The Madrid exercise is not an actual exercise. It's an actual disguise, a cover-up to conceal him from his crimes he's committing against the people of the United States. And also staging false flag pretexts through the Madrid fault lines, as well as, guess what? Also bin Laden. See, when he made the announcement that bin Laden was dead, it went all over the national news and the international news that bin Laden is dead. The code name, bin Laden is dead, was a coded message to send to everyone that is attached to this plot to attack by false flag means and intents against United States citizens and European citizens, was to send a signal through the code name bin Laden is dead. And I'm going to show you how that is in just a second. First of all, after he had stood up there and told the American people that that he was dead, the State Department comes out and says that America is in danger now for retaliation of his death, and that bin Laden is threatening to members are threatening to attack America now by means of nuclear attacks, biological attacks, and attacks on nuclear facilities. Okay, you see that on the Wall Street Journal. Now, all these documents and everything I'm showing you will be posted below the video so you can see the connection of what's going on. Also, it was on the Huffington Post that warnings of retaliations will be carried out by members that were loyal to bin Laden. CNN reported the same thing. But I'm going to show you that this plot of attacking America with nuclear weapons has been a plot of the United States government even back during the Bush administration. This was on the the Washington Post, published on December the 26th of 2006. All the agencies, CIA, the National Security, Secret Services, FBI agencies, and Homeland Security moved out of the Washington, D.C. area to get out of a nuclear fallout. As soon as this document was posted, it was the following year, the summer of the following year, 2007, that 6 live armed nuclear weapons were attached to a B-52 bomber flying for 3 hours over the airspace of the United States. The government of the DODs stated that it was a mishap, but when you look deeper into the story, it was not a mishap. This was an actual crime fixing to be committed, and it was about to be done inside of the United States. They were getting ready to nuke the United States. And the witnesses who were attached to this B-52 bomber were all murdered, the ones who blew the whistle on the story. And this was even documented in North Dakota news and local news inside of Louisiana, and they're in Barksdale Air Force Base in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And now you can see the connection to what's going on. So the plot of nuking America, to blame it on a false enemy that does not exist, has been in the very well means and plots of the United States government for a very long time.